All right. So I don't know when this is going to find you, and pardon me because I'm kind of jumping the gun here. Just want to do some audio tests and just make sure everything stays recording and working well. Try to get locked in here. My camera seems to be a little bit choppy, but I was having issues. The color coordination was not good. I was just having some issues. I lost a lot of the daylight, so I'm not going to take up too much time. So, real quick, I first of all want to thank you for joining me. My name is Antonio Huizar, and I am the host at Beyond the System podcast. And I know that it was something that I was on fire for in December and spent quite a bit of energy putting in, getting used to using the software, becoming comfortable on camera. I'm not really somebody that really wants to be that center of attention. Why are you podcasting? You've heard my story, I'm sure, or if you have not, there'll be other videos about it. But I really went on a hiatus, and I know a lot of people, I've been told in my face that you might need some mental help and go see a professional and things of that nature, and understandably so. And I've looked people in their eyes and let them know, thank you for being concerned about me. Because I sincerely appreciate that honesty. I'm sure it can't be super easy for someone to look at someone that they care about and respect, or maybe not respect, but at least if they're willing to tell you that, they've got to care in some capacity, and I appreciate that truly. I would never claim that I'm special or that I don't need counseling and therapy. I've got many things that I could add on that, but again, that's not today's conversation. Sorry, my mama brought me some food, and they went out to eat. But regardless, my path from March, late February to now August 8/8. It's the Lionsgate Portal for anybody that may be excited about that in their astrological understanding, which I am. But anyway, the transition that has happened within myself from February and all of the entropy that I experienced along my path from that who I was at that point until now was a needed transformation, and I apologize to no one. I at this point, my camera seems to have froze up, which is great because I don't know if it's this. I'm gonna try a different USB cable because that's how it be. Pause. All right, check. All right, so we're coming back in. I was talking about the entropy that I had been experiencing, and truly, in that moment even, I found more friction. I do believe that there's a certain amount of frustration coming from within that, which I don't want to say I oppose, because I don't look at it as anything that I hate or as my enemy. This is part of my path here. Just being real. You know what? Is it professional to be eating on camera? Nope, but it's real. I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm hungry right now. Why don't you wait? I'm running out of daylight. I need to get this out. So, as I take a couple bites, again, I do not apologize at all on any level, because truthfully, we live in a world that is so fake, and we think that we need to play something that we're not. And not this story, but that's me. I'm live, and you get what you get. And if you don't like it, skip it, flip it, whatever. But I still love you. That is your choice. So along this path, though, the entropy, which is just force that is being pushed upon you. So in energy, in the scientific belief system, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So when you start pushing for the light, that of love, guess what's going to happen? In that there's an opposite push. If you think of a bed or something, when you push on it, there's a lifting. I guess this way we'll go with the bed. If you push on it, the bed elevates a little bit, just over, and that is that displacement of energy coming back at you. So you have to expect and be prepared when you charge forward. That reaction, typically should be responded by some type of a pushback, and we don't like it, do we? But through that, when that entropy, or if you're working out, if you're somebody that lifts weights, that resistance that you're getting is that point of growth, if that makes sense. And within that point of growth becomes, you change, you gain, you get gains. I got to get my gains. So in my walk that I have am I finished? No, you guys have not even seen all that has become. You're at the that was kind of warm-ups, and now we're at the no, that was practice. Now we're at warm-ups, and then we're going to start the game soon, real soon. But I got to get back on the mic. Got to get back here doing what it is that I've been called to do. So, where are you? I'm out in the wilderness. I'm not going to kill the grass because I don't want to do that to that living thing. I am in nature. I am where my heart needed to be. So, regardless, that path that I walked forth on, I'm not sorry. A little bit, I apologize for those who cared about me and carried a little bit of worry and concern for me in their heart. And I apologize also if you carry that weight and worry that you had, and you felt like you should have maybe reached out to check on me. There was a handful of people, and I love you all for that. Thank you during that time. And those that didn't, I love you. Thank you for thinking of me and being concerned in that capacity. You are forgiven. Do not carry that forward any longer. It is not necessary, okay? I am fine. I truly am. And we're all going to be fine. So, as we enter this astrological cycle, which is upon us, the Lionsgate Portal, it is a time for pushing forth that which is, your produce of what you want to manifest in the next year. And part of that is taking a hold of that energetic experience that is happening at that moment and absorbing that energy within us, but also marrying it with a belief within our heart of that which we are in alignment to push forward. And when we are able to couple that in a union and belief and utilize that energy, I don't know, I picture in my mind somebody sledding. I don't know if you've ever been sledding. I hope even if you're old, you can think back to when you were young. If you sat on top of a hill, hopefully there's a little bit of a hill, and we, just tried to work our way, we're still putting in energy, but, we'd finally get there and we'd go. And then somebody next to us, they go flying past us, and we're like, wait, how are they going so fast? So we look the next time we go up to the top of the hill, and we look, and they notice, their friend or somebody is behind them, and they're pushing, and they're giving them energy to push forward. And when they lunge forward with that, there's so much, quicker of a production of what it is that you're trying to do in that sled. You want to get down the hill, make it more fun. So when I pictured that, again, I just wanted to share that with you, that example. Again, are you going to ride down the hill and go slow, or do you want to go fast? Do you want to have fun? Some people like it slow and steady, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. But If we can utilize something that is making it a little easier, then why are we not? I don't believe astrology is evil. What? Okay, that's not the topic. If you feel that way, again, I love you. You're welcome to your beliefs, and we're in a time now that beliefs may start changing a little bit. You may have to become a little bit more open-minded and actually understand that maybe I knew stuff, but I didn't know what it actually meant. Now that I understand it, or whatever it may be, there's always opportunity for growth. I will never. Want to sit down and listen to somebody that I feel is actually honestly talking to me in a respectful tone where I'm not feeling like I'm being belittled or looked down upon or, whatever. If you're doing it respectfully, because I'm seriously, generally curious about what is your belief? What is your thought on this? Because that's an opportunity for me to grow, opportunity for me to learn. And not only is it disrespectful to another person that has an opinion that may be different, but I don't care about your opinion. That's kind of rude. But it's rude to yourself. You're shortchanging yourself. And when we understand that, maybe there can be a little bit more opportunities for us to raise our bar, learn, experience something that maybe we could have if we were not so. What the heck is that? Pardon me. My mama told me don't eat with my mouth full, but get my chores done before it gets dark. And it's getting dark. Excuse me. So, understanding that this portal is a time for us to really push forward. Now, in the esoterical or the spiritual aspect, those that the loving Christians think are they're devil worshippers, and there are such things that are in darkness. There are Christians that are in darkness. If you can look at another not in love, you're looking at it in a where you can feel that in you. You're in darkness. I'm going to shoot straight. I'm going to mirror you. Get used to the new version of me. I am going to tell you as it is. If you feel that and you call yourself a Christian, you're in darkness, buddy. I hate to tell you. I mean, truthfully. And it's okay if you feel that. It's understanding and recognizing that which we think. I picture myself. I'm a good Christian. I pay my taxes and I go to church and I tithe and I are hateful. I do things that I shouldn't. But you're holier than thou. I'm better than you because I can claim the name of this religion. It's not a religious debate, but I'm sure that will be coming soon. Call me out. I don't care. Call me out on because I am strong in what I believe, and I know what it is that I'm here to do, and that's what I just want to briefly talk about. Is that which has inspired me in my path forward. I know people have looked at me at various steps of my life as I've changed and morphed and what are you doing working in a school? They couldn't even keep you in the school, man. I would intentionally get suspended. I did not want to be there at a point in my life, and if I was not able to stay home or skip school, I would disrupt the school, and I apologize. I send out my heart energy asking for those to release that version of who I was in that time, to be able to allow me to show them a light that they may not be able to see from the perspective that they are from their experiences of me at a point in their in my path that had crossed. So that being said, I truthfully have found that it is okay to not be perfect, not to have it figured out. It is okay to stand firm on your beliefs. Like I said, bring it to the table. You know what? I will. I mean, I might be able to learn something. Please, I'm not afraid of it. Understand if I'm dismissive, and in a dismissive way of like I'm pretty short. Is I might have had that same conversation, 100 times by now with people who want to save me for Jesus. And I believe in Christ. I believe in the Savior. Just because I don't use the name Jesus does not mean I do not believe in that same deity of love. I just think you guys are wrong. You're calling him the wrong, Yahshua, we could go through all of that. But regardless, to claim a name, if you're at a party and you're across the room and somebody says, "Hey, John," and your name's Frank, you're not listening. You don't hear John. You think somebody's calling somebody else. And to me, it's kind of disrespectful. Have you ever been called the wrong name? If your name's Karen and somebody calls you Kelly, does it make you mad to not be Karen? Not to be a Karen? And I apologize because that's kind of a harsh on people that are Karen. Because a lot of times they are doing something in caring. But so regardless, become open-minded. I hope that maybe I can get this uploaded today just to have a little bit of fun and share a little bit of my energy, to allow people that have not seen me for a while to kind of just experience me a little bit. And if you have what is a mold of me sitting on the shelf in expectation, you better get rid of it and get ready for something different. And unapologetically, I will walk forward in who I am without regret, because the pain for me of not walking in the walk forward is greater, and it creates that chaos situation that I just experienced because I'm resisting something that I should be fluidly walking forth in. It took me a while to realize. I love that. God, I love the wilderness. For those that don't, I mean, I get it. I hear people, often, I get around bugs, and there's times I'm like, oh my gosh, there's too many bugs, or, I don't get the bumps, mosquitoes don't, but after a while, getting bit, it is annoying. It's not about, I don't want them bumps all over. It's about, okay, now you're being annoying, stop. So, who am I? Tony, you said you changed. You were this and you were that, and those that have known me along my way. To if they went to school with me, maybe I wiped my boogers on my sleeves. I still do, so don't think that's changed. If you knew me, I don't think I peed my pants in school, but if I did, I'm sorry. Please erase that. I tried not to be a bully. I didn't really like when other people were bullied, and I did try to stand up for them. I was just skinny, scrawny Tony, but I did not like seeing injustice. And even more so, I'll tolerate to an extent, but if I've finally drawn a line where I'm not going to allow it to happen to other people, you best believe there's got to be an equal level of self-respect where I will stand up for myself. And, so for those times that I may have been a little bit out of line, whatever walk that you have, if the high school age and I was a little bit of disruptive in class, and if you didn't think it was funny, if you thought it was funny, that was me. No, and I apologize because it's disrespectful to a teacher who's trying to hold the attention, and you got this, person that doesn't want to be there for whatever reason, and they act out like that. Throughout my, I was a father, I was a husband, I've been a boyfriend, I've been, they call them mistresses. Am I a mister? I'm a mister. And I don't say that laughingly. These are things I've had to clear up my soul. Things that I've carried. But if you've hated me, I am sorry. I do want to find the opportunity to apologize for that, what I have done that carries that energy forth between us, because it is a weight on me, and I would like my energy back so I can continue forward with a good path without that resistance of something that I did in a time of who I was that was a previous version of me. Yes, I'm still Antonio Trevino Huizar. Yes, I was Tony, yes, I had a computer store and I fixed your computers and game systems and phones and sold stuff. And I was a paintball player and I had a paintball store. And, yes, whatever. It's not about building myself up, but the various versions that people have come to me for something that I could provide for them and charge them, frankly, most of the time. I'm here to offer something free. At this point, I say offer something free. Knowledge to help teach us, to help us to start to question that as what of ourself. The end goal for me is to try to make the world, that which is so beautiful behind me. If you live in the city and you want a city scene, great. But to make it a better place, I've been all over the place, and to read online, oh, you got to be careful there, and it's, you're in the inner city and you're in the ghetto, and you got to be careful outside. It's ghetto out there. You shouldn't go out there after dark, and like I'm not threatened by it. I mean, should I be? Maybe ignorance is bliss, and maybe I should be, but. I don't think I have anything anybody else wants. I'll sit down and talk your ear off if you'd like. But other than that, you want my money? There's not much, but you can have it if it serves you better. The fact, though, is to make the world a better place, it starts with us. Meaning we have to do the work ourselves. You can't just sit there and be like, we got to make a change in the world. And I'll liken it. And I don't mean to pick on Christianity. I was a long-time Christian. I still believe in that, just because I don't claim, they don't claim me now because I believe additional to their belief. So that is what it is. I think I walk a more Christ-like walk than they do. So I'm not going to say you're not Christian, but I might say you're not Christian. If you claim it, you better be it. So if I can't claim it because I'm not to your expectations, then neither are you to my expectations of that which was Christ and that walk that we should have. Nobody's perfect. I get that. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. I'll feel my energy, get angry, and then, I have to calm down and release it and then apologize to myself for allowing myself to be moved in that capacity. So the point, though, I will make an impact on this world. Bugs. I hope you heard them so you don't think I'm crazy. Maybe even picked them up on the camera. Man, you know what? I love this outdoor recording. I may have just leveled up a little bit, but I'm sure it comes with lots of obstacles. So, changing the world starts with changing me. And if people that knew me when I was a pain in the ass, and now they can look at me and say, he's got something. He's got something that I don't. And I think in the observations and the people that have been peering in on me to see if I am what I claim that I am, and even in all that entropy, was there more moments of pressure that I kind of cracked a little bit? Yep. Excuse me. But I bounced back. I apologized. I corrected it within myself, and I used that to go forward to elevate myself. Because that wasn't me. That was a moment of my time and a decision that I made, which was a choice. And I was not going to allow that choice to dictate that is who I always am. And I hope you can find that strength within you. to say, damn, I messed up, and admit it. That's the hardest part of it. I'll be honest. Look yourself in the mirror, to be a mirror of you. And if I sit down with anybody and I say something to you, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to allow you to see yourself in a way that you don't want to see yourself. So most of the time people get pissed off or they'll deny it. And I've lost people because of it. And to those, I'm sorry if you felt I was judging you, because it wasn't about judgment. It was about trying to help you heal, to release whatever it was that was keeping you in a state that you're happy with. You know what? We are comfortable where we are. Even if we're miserable, happiness can be found anywhere, is something I've always said. And I had my own understanding of it, but I believe that to be truthful. That is truth. If you can be happy in the misery, and that misery, you'd rather just allow that to be, even if it's uncomfortable and you don't like it. If you're not willing to, because your house is infested with rats and mice and insects, and you hate them, like, ooh, rats, or my ex, mice. Yeah. Sorry, Amanda, picking on her. Which I love. I love her. I still call her my wife. I'm not going to be married to her, but that's just a part of who I am. And unapologetically, I've been picked on. Oh, there's, Tony. You know what? I'm sorry that you feel that you have to hate somebody. There's a point that I've always had to, in the past walks, I've kind of had to push people away by giving that amount of love I had for them, equally pushing them away with that same type of hatred, and I apologize. Is it right? Is it how everybody does it? No, but that's how I did it. People are like, how did you move away? I mean, I can't say that I still didn't care about people, but to be able to walk away, there was a point that I had to make myself that angry to offset it so that I could do it. And I think that degradation is that. I think when we are in a relationship that breaks down, there becomes a point that you love somebody. You are to the top. Why won't my hand go above the screen? Just kidding. To the top. You love them fully. Maybe you think they don't love you or whatever. Maybe you think you see an eye to eye. And then things that they do, actions, choices, you feel them starting to fall down. And they're not meeting your level of energy that you're putting in. The average then starts to drop down. And then when you start trying less, then they're like, oh, I can lower the bar. And we start to degrade our relationships. And if we could only learn to recognize that, amongst many things. So what am I here to do? Why are you talking about this Lionsgate Portal? I'm projecting a change in this world. I've been going through my changes. I've given up a lot. I've lived very minimal, modest, and I don't care. I don't need much. I truthfully don't. I wish I could live off of less, actually. But the point being is, for me and my purpose, it is to make a change in the world for that which is in the future for humanity. To take the pains that I see people struggle with and to help us to get through them instead of bottling them up within ourselves. And then we think to answer to that depression or whatever is to take a bottle of something else and put that in us. Nobody's perfect. You're not bad because you do something but there are natural ways. There are things we could do different. And I think it's time that we tried, because what we are doing is not working. If you look around your household and your own family are strangers within your own four walls. My stepdad today, he's like, we're missing compadre, camaraderie, is what I think he was trying to say. That getting together and being one. And I've been speaking the last year with family members, and that's the same thing that we've been saying in various circles. And I look around, and it's the same thing I see. We don't care about other people. We care about ourselves. We are selfish. So when I move now, I'm moving. And I still, when I meditate and I learn something, I have to integrate it. I have to understand it. I have to know. And just because it works for me, don't mean it's going to work for somebody else. And their issues that they may face, and that's okay. But I need to understand it, not just hear it, because in understanding comes change. Truthfully. So I'm going to cut this loose. I have a table out here in the yard. My battery's running low, and I am setting forth for an amazing ceremonial evening. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful night. I wish I had people here, kind of. But sometimes the most emotional and effective moments are when you have that one-on-one with something or someone. When you add other people, it kind of changes a little bit of the energy in that environment. And now you're not worried about what they're thinking, but you're half attentive because you're making sure that other person is okay, comfortable. You got a chair to sit in. Can I get you? I'm gonna sit by the fire, listen to the crackle. Might even turn on the camera a little bit later, record some, meditate. Might take some psilocybin mushrooms, take some THC. Who knows? But the most important is to be in nature, to be where I need to be with my mother, not just my biological mother, which there is that level too to this experience, but to be in a place that I've typically received the majority of the connection to Mother Earth, to Gaia, and listen. Because even though I haven't been listening because I didn't want people to tap into my energy and hear what it was that I, to be one step ahead of me. Pardon me. Excuse me. I've been kind of I shut that channel right off. I don't want to watch it anymore. Not that I do want to watch it. And I need to watch it. And she needs to talk to me so I can hear, has anything truthfully that I've done made the impact that I believe it has, not only in myself, but in the world. I've made some large claims that some people will look and be like, see, you're crazy. That didn't happen. You're welcome. Some of the entropy that I carried were direct energy that I was trying to do to misplace or disrupt something that maybe I said would happen. And I didn't want it to happen so bad that I was willing to take that chaos and anger within myself to try to prevent something. And along my path, I've had many people look at me and tell me I'm crazy or what, and I'm okay, whatever. I think we're all a little bit crazy, aren't we? And it's okay, whatever. Lose control a little bit once in a while. Maybe it'll do you some damn good. But if they realize the actual experience that I had, not in like the chaos and like what the purpose, what the actual knowledge that I chewed on before even speaking on, and the amount of love that it took for me to do that for the world. That's what hurts, I think. You can call me crazy, but not to understand my heart and the truth behind it, to hear my story, the reasons behind the thing that was what you seen out here as the what was done, but to know what it was, that how that thought even got in my head. What was it that was the knowledge? And I won't speak on it. It is what it is. It's in the past now at this point. Should people be held accountable? They are being held accountable. I'm sure of it. And I had to just get people to take their eyes off the steering wheel and their hands off the steering wheel long enough that I could grab that damn thing and crank it from a disaster that was coming. And again, you're welcome. That's the extent of it. I don't need to have you praise me, but just understand. I knew that the things that I would say might get me killed, might get me thrown in prison or jail or locked up, mental home. I knew that my friends and family would walk away from me because it was all shown to me. And even with that, this of what would happen to the world, or this that will happen in my world, I'll take it. Kick me in my sides. Call me crazy. But I love you. Truthfully. In a way that, even if I don't know you, I think that you feel it. So, before I run out of time here, I just want to thank you and tell you I appreciate you. And if I say things that put you in a state of defense, I don't do it to be mean. I do it because I see something within you that is holding you back, and I'm trying to bring it to light and shine light on it so you can see it yourself. Put a mirror up. Not to tear you down and make you feel like crap, but you're gonna a little bit, because you're gonna have to admit that something that you've been holding back is there. But because I love you and I love this planet, and I don't want to see it be pained any longer. So with that, again, I am Antonio Huizar. I wouldn't really call this Beyond the System podcast. I'm just going to call it Welcome to the New Earth. Thank you, collective.